Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hidden Korea, your ultimate source for the most intriguing stories from the Korean entertainment world. Today, we dive into a topic that has set social media on fire. Yoona and Lee Chae-min have finally broken their silence on their rumored romance. But what truly shocked fans was Lee Jun-ho's unexpected reaction. What really happened behind the scenes? Why did Lee Jun-ho's response leave everyone speechless? Stay tuned, we're uncovering all the details. Right now on Hidden Korea. The lights of Seoul never slept. Neon veins pulsed through the night, reflected in the tinted windows of black vans racing past a Han River. Inside one of them sat Arya Kang, South Korea's darling, a voice that could melt stone and eyes that could command silence. For weeks, her name had been chained to a single rumor, one that threatened to burn everything she had built. She stared out the window, her reflection cold and fractured. Had exploded just 14 days ago, Arya Kang and actor Min Jae secretly dating, exclusive. No one could prove it. No one could deny it. But that didn't matter. The internet had already decided. At first, she stayed quiet. Her agency advised her to wait it out. But the silence only deepened the wound. Fans demanded answers. Tabloids twisted headlines. And every small gesture she made, a glance, a smile, a single word, became dissected proof of guilt or innocence. And then came the breaking point. Last night, a video surfaced, grainy from a distance, yet unmistakably hers. A woman in a beige coat, standing beside a man at a dimly lit cafe near Itaewon. They laughed. Their shoulders brushed. And the internet ignited like wildfire. Morning, hashtags flooded the top of every social platform. Arya and Min Jae secret romance scandal or love. The company line cracked within hours. Min Jae's agency released a stiff, bloodless statement. The two are close colleagues who met to discuss an upcoming project. Everyone knew the tone, that cold, corporate denial only made people dig deeper. Meanwhile, Arya's longtime collaborator and rumored ex, Lee Seo, had stayed silent. He'd always been her protector, her creative partner, and, some whispered, her unspoken love. Their chemistry on stage was legendary, every duet a battlefield of passion and restraint. And now, silence from him was deafening. When Arya finally arrived at her studio that evening, cameras swarmed like a tide of glass and voices. Reporters shouted questions that felt like shards. Arya, are you and Min Jae dating? Why did you lie to fans? Have you spoken to Liam since the news broke? She didn't answer. She didn't blink. But her hand, hidden in the pocket of her coat, trembled. Inside, the studio was dark, lit only by the red recording light that had always made her feel safe. She pressed the intercom. Turn everything off, she whispered. No cameras tonight. Her manager hesitated. Arya, the public. I said no cameras. There was steel in her voice. Tonight, she would speak, but on her terms. Minutes later, a single phone camera blinked on. She sat before it, hair loose, makeup gone. Just Arya and the truth. The nation's most guarded star, stripped bare. Hi, she began softly. You've been waiting for me to say something. Voice cracked, a tremor of exhaustion, of something raw. I know what everyone's been saying. I know the videos, the rumors, the anger. But sometimes, silence isn't guilt. Sometimes it's the only way to breathe when the world won't stop screaming. She paused, eyes lowering. Yes, I met Min Jae. He's someone I respect deeply. He helped me through a time when I couldn't even face my reflection. There's more to this story than people think. The recording cut there, or at least, that's what the world saw. By morning, her statement spread like fire through gasoline. Some called it brave. Others called it deflection. Everyone was talking. And in the midst of that storm, Liam finally moved. At 9 a.m., he posted on his account for the first time in weeks, no caption, no hashtags. Just a single clip from one of their past performances. The song was Stay. In it, Arya's voice trembled through the final line. Even if you walk away, I'll still be singing your name. The internet froze. Was it a message? A farewell? A confession? New. But within an hour, the post had over 1 million comments. Some begged him to explain. Others accused him of jealousy. And then, almost cruelly, he deleted it. That's when the real chaos began. The entertainment networks replayed her video and his deleted clip side by side. Analysts debated motives, body language, tone. Commentators turned pain into performance. And as the noise rose, Arya disappeared. No sightings. No messages. No posts. Just silence again, deeper this time, darker. Meanwhile, in a quiet apartment near the river, Liam sat with a glass of whiskey and a torn photo. Last remnant of their years together in the studio. He turned it over. The ink smudged by something that might have been water. Or tears. He whispered to no one. Should have told me first, Arya. Then his phone buzzed. A message, from her. Meet me. Midnight. The old rehearsal room. His hand froze midair. And for the first time since the storm began, a small, impossible flicker of hope ignited in his chest. He didn't know that this meeting, this single night, would change everything. The rehearsal room hadn't changed. Same cracked mirror, same dust-coated piano. Same faint smell of sweat and lost dreams. But when Liam pushed open the door, something inside him shifted, like time itself folded back to when everything still made sense. Arya was already there. Cameras, no assistants, no makeup. Just her, sitting cross-legged on the floor, head bowed, clutching the same silver microphone that used years ago. The same one he'd given her on the night their first song hit #1. She looked up when the door creaked. Hey, she whispered. Liam stood frozen in the doorway. The city's glow slicing through the blinds and cutting her face into light and shadow. It was the first time they'd been alone since the storm began. He wanted to say something sharp. Why didn't you tell me? Why now? But the words caught in his throat. Instead, he muttered. You picked the wrong night for nostalgia. Arya smiled weakly. Maybe the night picked us. The silence between them wasn't peaceful. It was loaded. Electric, the kind that hums before lightning strikes. Finally, she stood. Her knees wobbled a little. Like she hadn't slept in days. Lie, she said quietly. I know what people think. That I used Min Jae to distract the media. That I abandoned everything we built. But it wasn't like that. Liam exhaled sharply. Then tell me what it was. She hesitated. For a heartbeat. The world outside vanished, the endless gossip. The flashing headlines. The fans dissecting every breath. Two of them remained. Suspended between the past and something dangerously close to truth. He was there when I couldn't reach you, she said finally. After the awards, when you stopped answering my calls. I was falling apart, Liam. He helped me breathe again. That's all. His jaw clenched. So you replaced me. She shook her head. No. I survived. The words hit like a blade, gentle but fatal. He turned away, staring at the mirror. Watching their reflections tremble together. 4 years, they'd sung about heartbreak, longing, and unspoken love, always pretending it was fiction. Now, it was too real. Do you know what it's like, she continued, her voice trembling, to have millions of people watching, waiting for you to fall? I thought if I just stayed quiet, it would go away. But silence doesn't protect you. It buries you. And back, his eyes darker now. So your solution was to bury us instead. Her breath caught. I thought you stopped caring. He laughed bitterly. Stopped caring? I wrote Stay for You. Every line, every note. I thought you'd understand. That stopped her cold. For months, the world had speculated about the meaning of that song, heartbreak, redemption, betrayal. But only now did she realize what it truly was, a message she'd never received. I saw the post, she whispered. You deleted it. Because it wasn't meant for them. It was meant for you. Her cracked like thunder. For a moment, she looked like she might cry, but instead, she stepped closer. If I told you the truth, would it even matter now? He hesitated. Her eyes, those same eyes that used to see through him, searched his face for something, maybe forgiveness. Permission to break. Try me, he said. Her next words came out as a whisper. Never loved Min Jae. Time stopped. I said yes to that meeting because I needed someone to talk to. He's kind, but he's not you. The rumors, the cafe, the pictures, they're real. But the story isn't. And by the time I wanted to explain, it was too late. The world had already decided who I was. Liam's breath hitched. The walls felt too close. I wanted to believe her. But believing meant reopening the wound he'd just barely stitched shut. Why tell me now? He asked. I'm tired, she said simply. Tired of silence. Tired of pretending. I'm done letting other people tell her story. She walked over to the piano, brushed the dust from its keys, and sat down. Do you remember this? She asked. A single note. The melody that spilled out was fragile. Almost broken, but unmistakable. Their song. He didn't move, but she kept playing. Her voice was quiet, almost like she was afraid the words would disappear if she sang too loud. Even if you walk away, I'll still be singing your name. The same line from Stay. Except now, she was singing it to him, not for him. He took a step closer. Then another. Till the distance between them dissolved. Aria, he said softly. She stopped playing but didn't look up. Didn't come here to fix us, she whispered. Didn't want to lose the last piece of what was real. Wanted to say we can start over. But the words wouldn't come. Because maybe some stories weren't meant to restart, only to be remembered. Instead, he reached out and touched the back of her hand on the piano. For the first time in months. She didn't pull away. Outside, the rain began, soft at first, then heavy. Washing the city clean. And somewhere in that storm, a camera shutter clicked. Someone had followed them. By dawn, a new headline lit up the internet. Aria and Liam spotted together again, a secret reunion. The cycle had begun again. But this time, Aria didn't flinch. She looked at her phone, saw the photo, and smiled. Let them talk. Let them twist it into something it wasn't. Once, she didn't care who believed what. Because she finally knew who she was. And deep down, so did he. Green fades to black. The piano plays the last lingering note of Stay. The storm passed, but the world never stopped watching. New rumors rose, old ones faded. Line shifted to someone else's scandal. But for Aria and Liam, that night stayed suspended in memory, the night when words finally mattered less than truth. They didn't reunite on stage. They didn't release another song. But sometimes, when fans listened closely to Liam's new music, they swore they could hear a familiar harmony. Or hidden beneath the melody. Like a secret only the heart could catch. And maybe that was enough. Because love wasn't about noise or fame or proving anything to the world. Love was the quiet courage to be seen, even when it hurt. Somewhere under soul's fading lights. Liam looked out at the river and smiled. The kind of smile that says, I'm still here. I'm still singing. To everyone who stayed with us until the final line, thank you. Stories like this remind us that behind every spotlight, there's silence. And behind every rumor, there's a heartbeat that still dares to love. We wrote this tale not about fame, but about humanity. About how truth sounds when it finally finds a voice. Thank you for listening, for feeling, and for remembering that real connection can't be scripted. Whether through music, words, or quiet moments. May we all find the courage to be honest, even when the world is loud. With gratitude. The Hidden Korea Team.